Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to the Queensland Rugby League live stream of the final day of the TJS Services State Junior Championships. My name is Cameron Stallard, and alongside James Ward this morning we'll be calling the Under-14 Boys Grand Final. It's a repeat of last year's Under-13 Grand Final between the Central Crows and the South East Queensland Green side. Both sides have played fantastic footy through the past 3 days, and it's been a fantastic carnival here at the Sunshine Coast Council Sports Precinct in Kawana. So a beautiful day, lovely conditions, picturesque conditions we could say, for rugby league here in the Sunshine Coast. We're about to get underway. We're looking forward to this clash, as we said, between the Central Crows and South East Queensland Green. Let's run through the two sides this morning before we get underway. For the Central Crows, the fullback, this is the original program as of Thursday. There are a few changes to positions due to injuries, but we'll run through the initial program before running through the changes. Braden Duffy's the fullback. On the wings, we've got Zach Beckwith and Flynn Kelso. In the centres, Chris Robinson and Blake Cesare. The halves are Jed Bignell and Braden Pax. Xavier Va'a and Tyler Keogh-Palin are up front. We've got Sean Packer in a dummy half. The back row is Keanu Wright-Dunn-Robin and Jaden Thurston, and the lock forward is Tyler Conroy. On the bench, Matty Wilson, Tyson Stevens, Flynn Perkis, Nathan Kellerden, Oliver Fraser and Angus Wright round out the 19. And Matty Schiltz is the coach for the South East Queensland Green side. Aiden Sevens is the fullback. Mustafa Kaya and Caleb Namanu are on the wings. We've got Keenan Tempest and John Thomas Manafetua, who are in the centres. In the halves are Ezra Mam and Anthony Roma. The front row is Brody Smitka and Jesse Tagatanu. The dummy half is Jackson Shang. Vergaydar Kolio and Wahi Clark at the back row alongside Devon Pule Unga, who's the lock forward. On the bench, we've got Ezra Howe, Boston Tag, Floyd Aubrey, Riley Hall, Levi Terapo, and Caleb Winters Chang around at the 19. And they're coached by Nathan Antonick. As I welcome the co-commentator for this match, Mr. James Ward, the Sunshine Coast Operations Manager for the Sunshine Coast, and also the Falcons halfback of the century. Wardy, a very good morning to you.
Morning, Cam. Great to be here.
It's a lovely day here at the Sunshine Coast, as it is, living up to its name.
Yes, mate. The beautiful Sunshine Coast in winter. It's the place to be.
There's been a few changes to the Central Crows Under-14 boys side. Unfortunately, a couple of injuries. Braden Pax was injured in the first game, so he's been out. In the other games, we've seen Nathan Kellerden, who's also out with an injury, as was Keanu Wright-Dunn-Robin as well. So we're just waiting for the South East Queensland Green side to make their way out, but it's been a great carnival here at the Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, Cam, fantastic few days of rugby league. It's, you know, this is the cream of the crop across the state in the 14s, 16s age groups for girls and boys, and it's been a pleasure to be part of.
And would you believe it that this is the exact final as it was last year in the Under-13 boys? It was the Central Crows and South East Queensland Green. The first year of the new format last year, and of course it was the last year of the Central Crows Under-13s as well, and that score was 28 points to 10. So a repeat, and we see a lot of the Central Crows boys who featured in last year's Under-13 boys Grand Final playing yet another Grand Final here this morning.
Yeah, look, I guess, you know, as far as both squads are concerned, they'll both be better for the run. They've come to this level before, as you say, 12 months ago. Here they go again to aim off again today, so, you know, let's wait and see what it brings.
Well, we're looking forward to this one, and of course we'll be on again to call the Under-16s Boys Grand Final. It's a battle of the Southeast, with the Southeast White side taking on the Southeast Green side at 12:15 this afternoon. It's been a great day. As we said, picturesque conditions here on the Sunshine Coast for this final. And at the moment, wow, it's a fresh 18 degrees. So beautiful conditions here for the Sunshine Coast. We should give mention to the match officials for this game as well. The lead referee in the middle is Josh Eaton, and the two touch judges are Jaden Jones and Guy Miller. So we're about to get underway, the Under-14 Boys Grand Final for 2017 as part of the TJS Services State Junior Championships. And it'll be Chris Robinson. He's been a god on the boot through the carnival, and he boots it downfield, and it bounces. Great kickoff. That's what you want. The Central Crows have a great start, and the ball goes dead, so it'll be a dropout towards SEQ. Not the best start there, Wardy, for the green side.
No way to start a match when you're receiving the kickoff, but you know, early days.
So here we are. They'll drop the ball out here, the South East Queensland Green side.
Whenever you're ready.
Just past 2 minutes of the clash, so the dropout goes 32 metres on the fly, picked up by Wilson. They give it away to Tyler Keogh Paladin. And he's brought to ground. The dummy half in there is Packer, and he works the ball to the right-hand side of the field. Lovely offload then to Duffy. And Duffy will bring the ball forward. Dominant tackle there from the half in Mam for South East Queensland Green. They play it once again. The front rower, Va'a, brings the ball forward now for the Central Crows. So as we said, repeat of last year's grand final, they're a year older. It's great to see the live stream in action to cheer on the best of junior rugby league across the state. There's Thurston. It's Jaden Thurston is brought to ground. Only a couple of metres out from the line now they are. Through the hands, Bignell then turns it inside to Stevens. And Tyson Stevens is brought to ground from the Southwest Mustangs. Quick scoop from dummy half. The hooker going for the line. He gets it over to Sean Packer. Try time for the Central Crows under 14 boys. Sean Packer, the man who scores first, and it's the Crows 4 leading South East Queensland Green 0. Kick to come, 3 minutes gone. James Ward.
Yeah, look, as often is the case in games of rugby league, you know, an error can lead to an opportunity for the opposing side, and if they're good enough to take advantage of it, points will come.
Well, in the earlier clash in round 1 of the State Junior Carnival, it was the Central Crows who scored first, and they went on to win that match 28 points to 10. That was in on Thursday, all those days ago now.
You reckon I can have a drink, mate?
So 28-10 was that round 1 result, and of course these two teams haven't dropped a game since. Well, Central have gone into the competition and remain undefeated so far heading into this match. So Chris Robinson, the man, will take the conversion, and well, he's had a magic boot for most of the carnival, slotting most of them over the black dot. Good crowd in here at the Sunshine Coast Council Sports Precinct here in Kawana. Lovely facilities just behind the Sunshine Coast Stadium. Must be a pleasure to work on the coast here, Wardy.
Yes, mate, even a bad day at work, you know, is better than what most people would think. But, mate, yeah, no, we can't complain here on the Sunshine Coast. Great conditions, great people, great place, and great rugby league here at the moment.
Well, it is the Central Crows conversion successful by Chris Robinson, so it's 6-0. The Crows ahead of the South East Queensland Green side. 4 minutes gone in this 2017 decider.
Nothing early.
And about to restart play for the South East Queensland side.
Stay behind, guys. That's good.
Good kick from the 5'8". And it's gone 30 metres on the fly, picked up by Matty Wilson. He works it away there to Keogh Paladin. He's brought to ground. Packer then, right side.
On now.
And they continue to work the ball forward here, the Central Crows. As they have, they've been a fairly strong side. They've only leaked 16 points over the carnival. So over the 3 games that they've played, it's not a bad defensive effort. So we'll see their defence. Hasn't really been tested so far. As Bignell takes it to the line. It's gone backwards according to the referee. And Cesare now, Blake Cesare, is brought to ground on the 4th. Packer then works it back centre field. Then they turn the ball inside. And the Crows bringing it forward once again. So for the last tackle, just outside the halfway line, it's Bignell. Downfield, good set of 6 from the Crows, and it's picked up by the 5'8", who's up out there in the back. Man, but a good set of 6, Wardy, from the Crows.
Yeah, solid get out set for the Crows. You know, I think their platform's laid and has been all carnival by their bookends, the 10 and the 8. Do a great job for their team.
So they bring the ball forward once again, South East Queensland, trying to find a hole in the defence. And it's the centre in Mano Fatoa. It's brought to ground. Situated on the western side of the field. They bring the ball forward once again. Winters Chang now, who's tackled just after halfway into Crows territory now. Lovely scoop from dummy half, Mammon is, who's brought to ground. 40 metres out from the Crows line. They work at centre field. And that's the number 1 Sevens, who boots it down, but picked up by Braden Duffy, and he'll run the ball forward. 6-0 on the score, with 6 minutes gone in this first half of footy. Scoot now from dummy half. Kelso it is, Flynn Kelso. From Central Queensland, Kelso, he scored a couple of tries. I think it was the first game he scored a trifecta against the South East Queensland Greenside. Lovely ball, and Cesare's away, but he's dragged to ground. Great tackle, Ezra Mann bringing him to ground. 30 metres out centre field. The dummy half is Conroy, and he's brought to ground. Quickly plays it. Packer back at dummy half, works it through Bignell, right side then. And the pass has gone forward according to the referee. Unlucky for the Crows. They're still ahead on the scoreboard after 7 minutes, 6-0.
Yeah, just lost their shape a little bit in that set, the Crows.
It's been a really good carnival. I think this carnival's great every year at Wardy, and it's great to see the best of the junior rugby league across the state.
Seconds, lock.
Right here in the carnival. The next year off to Mackay, the sunny Mackay.
Yeah, look, conditions have been great here this weekend, but I'm sure Mackay can match it next year and probably a couple of degrees warmer even.
Hasn't been too bad. It was a perler of a day, first day, but the cold's come in. But I think right across Queensland we haven't had much of a winter.
Yeah, look, I don't think we can complain too much, Cam, when you have a look at last night's match with the Cowboys down in Canberra.
Oh, would have been freezing there. Absolutely freezing in Canberra. Scoop from dummy half from the southeast Queensland side now. Brought to ground once again. So the forward pack now working the ball forward. That's a great carry there for the number 8, Brody Smitka. Quick scoop from dummy half once again. Trying to catch the markers offside. They get the penalty as well, so it'll be a good opportunity for southeast Queensland to piggyback their way up. And it's probably their first test for the Crows. Their defensive line looks like they're going to take the tap as well, so they give it away then. And it's Winters Chang who brings the ball forward. For southeast Queensland, looking to hit the right side of the field. Colio now with the ball. Good carry from him as well. Strong tackle. He's finally held though. Short of 30. Quick scoot dummy half going short side. Lovely from Mam, but a great tackle from Conroy, and he'll get a penalty as well. Going in for a second effort. Unlucky there for the Crows, but it was good awareness from Mam to run through the markers who weren't square there, Wardy.
Here we are, mate.
Yeah, no, they get their opportunity here, the Water Dragons. First possession inside 20.
Trailing by 6 on the scoreboard. Winters Chang, the man who brings the ball forward first in this set of 6. With a full deck of cards, as you like to say. Only 15 metres out from the line. That's Pule Unga now, who's right in front of the sticks. Left side they go, through the hands. It's into the hands now of Clark. And Clark looking for some second phase play. Is going to be held by the Crows defence. 5 from the line, short side again. Going to the far side. And I think they get the ball down. And I think it's through the number 5 in Namanu who scores. Caleb Namanu. And it's 6-4 with a kick to come. 16 to go first half.
Yeah, great try assist there too. There was great vision down the short side. The long ball to the winger, and he was good enough to get over in this corner.
There we are. That's what they wanted. So at 6 points to 4, 16 to go. As we said, only 16 points were leaked from Central. It didn't help that they were piggybacked up the field by 2 penalties. But that's rugby league, early days though. And we should mention there's action on field 2 as well. And the a game that has a little bit of meaning in the competition with the under-14 girls. It's probably all but over, but there is still a slim chance of the Northern Marlins under-14 girls winning the championship. They've got to beat the Central Crows by 40-odd points and win both halves to get all the points over on field 2, but it looks like the Crows are ahead 6-0 with 12 minutes remaining on that field.
Yeah, it'd be a big ask for the Marlins in the girls match, but, you know, never say never, but the Crows girls and the under-14s have been exceptional right across the weekend. Massive
shout out to the Marlins too, because they've got some Northern Territorians in the side, in both the under-14 and under-16 girls. A long way to travel, but it's great to see Rugby League alive up in the NT.
Yeah, fantastic that the QRL Carnival provides opportunities for girls from the Territory. I think it's a great initiative.
Righto, the kick has picked up with the breeze, but unfortunately it's waved away. Score remains 6-4. Central ahead of Southeast Queensland Green. 15 to go in the first half, and we're looking forward to the battle of Southeast Queensland in the next match. Under 16 boys, plenty of rivalry coming up. And I'm sure actually in both sides, the green and white side, they've got teammates who play in regular club competitions who are going to be up against each other. So a few bragging rights, I'm sure, at club footy next week or when the school holidays are over.
Yes, mate, I think there'll be some friendships put aside for that 30 minutes of footy in that final. It'll be one to watch for sure.
Robinson restarts play for the Crows. Deep kick, but into the mittens of Southeast Queensland. They'll bring the ball forward. So 18 metres out of the line.
Here, 15.
They'll play quickly. Oh, no error.
I think Sevens has come up a bit ginger out of that carry back too there, Cam.
So a chance now for Central Crows. Unfortunately, you don't want to do that as an attacking option. You've just scored a try, and the last thing you want is not to be able to complete that set of 6, particularly in your own end.
Arms over the top.
Yeah, you're right. You know, it's not ideal at all, is it? To you want to consolidate after scoring points and giving your opponents an opportunity inside 20. Dangerous.
Wilson out the back of the scrum. Works it right side into Duffy. And Duffy bringing the ball forward. Met solid in the tackle though. from the lock forward. I think it is from southeast Queensland. They continue to work at right side. Bignell turns it inside. Cesare straight up the guts.
16.
The hay diddle diddle, as they like to call it. Quickly, short side play. Conroy, the half. Throwing dummies left, right, and centre, but he's brought to ground again. Cesare acting half, then turns it into Va'a, and right in front of the posts, he's brought to ground. Having a bit of a scan, both halves are. They'll get it out to Matty Wilson. He'll get a ball away then to the lock forward, Conroy. Conroy going for the line once again. And he'll be held a couple of metres short. Good goal line defence so far from SEQ. Last tackle now into the hands of Matty Wilson. He goes for a short kick in goal. I think he had a couple of too many wheat bix this morning though, Wardy. It goes dead and we'll go up to 20 for a 7-tackle restart.
Yeah, disappointing way to end a very good attacking set.
Nothing quick. Back.
So unfortunately they have taken the quick tap out of the game. So unfortunately they can't get that quick jump. So they'll still get the 7-tackle set though here for southeast Queensland as they bring the ball forward. If you've just joined us, 6 points to 4, Central ahead of southeast Queensland Green in the under-14 boys decider. 12 minutes remaining in the first half. So southeast again on the attack. The half then going once again through at Marm, and Ezra Mam is inside the Crows territory and playing some good footy. So met solidly there the Tagatanu, the front rower, and he's brought to ground once again. They work the right side of the field. They go for a fend here. Lovely ball, and they get a breakaway. Colio, he's down the line. He beats the fullback, and it's a great tackle. It's the lock forward, Tyler Conroy, who brings him to ground there, metres from the goal line. They quickly play it. Once again, the fullback's got it. Sevens trying to find a hole of defence. Gee, he had a little bit of a sniff there, but he's brought to ground. Last tackle now for southeast Queensland, and lost it. Unfortunate there for SEQ. A scrum will be packed. Central Crows to have the feed. They're probably lucky to get out of jail there. SEQ, I tell you what, Ezra Mam, great awareness in the hooking role. Just catching those markers offside, and he's just running straight through them.
Mate, he is. And what about Colio? He's been super for the last 3 or 4 days of the carnival, and once again he's shown that he's a player to watch.
So it's a last tackles. So it's a changeover. So they'll work it. I thought he might have obviously lost it in the play the ball because thought he might have played it anyway. Referee says play on. We go into the middle of the field, and that's Flynn Perkis now. He's got the footy. It's a good carry from Perkis as well. And he's brought to ground, 25 out. So Packer then works it to the left. And that's Va'a who brings the ball forward. Had a few strong carries all weekend for the Crows. So it's in the hands of Oliver Fraser now. It's his first touch of the footy. And they bring him to ground once again. They go centre field. That's Keogh Paladin, who just brings it straight up the guts. Last tackle now. Caught inside their own half, so it's not bad from SEQ as Bignell boots the ball downfield outside the halfway line, but straight into the breadbasket of the winger on the eastern side of the field. So he brings it forward, and the score is still 6-4 in this decider. Quick scoop from dummy half now, but he didn't go too far. He was brought to ground by the markers. So they can continue to work the ball forward here, the southeast Queensland side, through Clark now, who's brought to the carpet. 41 out from his own line. So they're working it through now. The big front rower in Tagatanu now has got the ball once again. Shorter halfway here, so they work it through, and the lock forward in Pulaunga has been brought to ground by the Crows. Last tackle now for the SEQ green side. They go out to the temporary 5-8 at the half in tag, and it goes into the hands of a little bit of a juggle. He's lost the ball, and a penalty given away though. Unfortunately, they're saying there was 2 men in there and it was stripped.
There's 2 in there. You've taken the ball out.
The ball was taken. They're asking questions there, Ezra Mam, but the call is stripped, so the Crows will get an opportunity to work their way out of their own end. They'll kick for touch here, Wardy.
Yeah, probably touch and go, 50-50 penalty, but the referee's got a better view than we have.
Well, it was on the eastern side of the field, so with 9 remaining first half, 6-4 the score. So that's into the hands of Cesare now. We'll bring it forward. In the first tackle of this set of 6 here for the Central Crows, as they go for a scoot now from dummy half. It's the fullback Braden Duffy, the man who brings the ball to ground. Packer waiting in the wings at dummy half. He'll scoot as well now from dummy half. He tries to break through. It was a good carry from him, but he's held short of the 40. Quickly plays it once again. And I think that's Conroy now in at dummy half. In fact, sorry, it was Angus Wright who was brought to ground. So they continue to work the left side. Wilson then, Conroy now with the ball. They give it away Robinson. And Robinson, who's outside of him, has been dragged to ground. Last tackle now here for the Crows, 25 metres out. Packer gets it away to Wilson. A little bit of a juggle. He's lost a bit of time, so Duffy's had to put it on the boot. Goes grubber into the hands of the fullback. Puts a bit of Saturday night fever in the back there, but he's dragged to ground. 18 metres out now.
He's fine.
Last tackle option's probably letting the Crows down a little bit at the moment, Cam.
Yeah, it was unfortunate there. Wilson had a bit of a juggle. And, well, the defence has been sound for the SEQ green side early on in this clash and put the pressure on the halves for the Crows. 6-4 the score, 8 remaining first half. So they continue to carry the ball up. That's Clark, who's brought to ground. 32 metres out. So Mam again works it through the hands. Lovely ball. Here we go. They're away here, SEQ. Still going. They step the fullback, Braden Duffy. He's got a finger on him. Aubrey it was who ran away with it. And Aubrey's been brought to ground. 25 metres out. Quick play the ball. Mam goes for it. Skirting around. Trying to catch the defence. Lovely flick ball if he could get it. He would have. That would have been try of the Carnival. If it could just be pulled off there, Wardy.
Not sure the flick pass was required, Cameron.
If he reckon put his head down and he was in.
Oh, I think he could have got the ball where it needed to get to without attempting the flick pass. I think if he had held it for another metre or so, he would have been able to put his winger away, but not to be. We've got a Crows player down in back play.
It's really good footy so far in this 14s decider, as you would expect. Of course, this Carnival seeing the best of junior rugby league from right across this great state of ours, Queensland. And you're watching it here on qrl.com.au. And that's an under-16 boys game coming up a little bit later. The decider is between the two SEQ sides, green and white doing battle. 6-4 on the score as we sit in this decider. Not quite sure the player down at the moment.
Yeah, no, I can't pick up a number either, Cameron, at the moment. I will take the opportunity to say, however, that this is turning out to be what a final's all about, isn't it? It's a real arm wrestle the teams are engaged in at the moment. And, it'd be interesting to see who can hang tough and get on top here.
The bench of only 3, unfortunately, for the Central Crows. 3 boys have been injured, and that's just the unfortunate, events that happen at Carnivals. You get injuries and over 4 days, but they've been able to muscle up, and at the end of the day, you only need 13 on the field to win a game. You don't even need that. Yeah,
that's true. But, Carnival footy is a different footy than a one-off match, and, it's all about durability and getting through a Carnival and bringing what you can in the match when you need it the most at the end. So, time will tell, but I'm sure both teams are well up for it, as we've seen so far.
At the moment, the Central Crows trainer, Dwayne Kanga's just having a look, and shout out to Dwayne. He does a lot of hard work out the outback. He's in Blackall, so lives in Blackall, does a lot of great work out there in the Queensland outback. So,
I'm not sure on the exact time.
Yeah, there's a lot of hard work done by our support staff in our game of rugby league. A lot of it goes unnoticed, but I can tell you what, for those close to the game, it certainly isn't unnoticed. Key part of our sport, Cameron.
Our volunteers certainly are. And there's so many great volunteers here. This whole carnival, they put it together. It not only was an effort this whole week, but the weeks leading up to it as well, and all the support staff from all 3 regions. There's been plenty of volunteers here, and they've got to get a massive pat on the back. It's been a terrific carnival, so everyone should be congratulated, from those in the canteen working on the gate, our referee, match officials, all the team staff, coaching staff, and all the players. Everyone needs to be congratulated. It's been a really good effort, and it's yet another great state junior carnival for 2017.
Couldn't agree more, Cameron. It's a credit to all involved, and it's been as seamless as you could expect. And it's looking across the field too. There's a bit of action going on over there.
Well, it's 6-4, and look, close game. Both Central and Northern in the under-14 girls have been very, very competitive, which is great to see, and the girls' game's growing. Of course, the second annual All-Girls Challenge is happening next week here at the Sunshine Coast, Wardy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the All-Girls Challenge. It's promising to become a massive event of girls rugby league. I believe numbers are up on last year. I think we're in the vicinity of 300 girls taking part. So it'll be a huge week of rugby league down at Caloundra Junior Rugby League fields.
Very successful last year and hoping to grow in numbers this year. You can register today if you want to attend. PlayNRL.com. Head on there and be involved. And Some concern here for
There's just a head clash in the tackle.
the Central Crows. There we are. We've just been told it's a head clash in the tackle, I think, from the referees. They've just informed us. So
Yeah, you never like to see an injury to anybody, and when you see the stretcher come out, you know it's not just a little bump. So, you know, I'm sure we're all hopeful that this young fella's going to be just fine.
he's in great hands, though, as he gets an applause from the crowd. As we can see, Zach Beckwith will be the man who'll come on for the Central Crows.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you for that round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Of course,
Yeah, just to play the ball there.
So it'll be a...
Nah,
we do have
it's just a head
half-time
clash
over
over here,
at
mate.
field 2, the Central Crows
So,
leading the Northern Marlins.
of course, there was the
So wait to you guys.
play the ball, according to the
We'll
referee.
just wait out, mate. Wait till he hops off.
So, as we said, the player, though, in very capable hands, on-field paramedics, which is great to see.
Yeah, some well qualified people down here at the moment. You know, and obviously the priority is the health of the lad on the stretcher being carried off. But in saying that, the impact on the potential rotation from the bench for the Crows, another man down.
Fine.
Bit of a half snip from Xavier Va'a there. Nearly got through the defence, but he's brought to ground.
Go, one.
Packer in a dummy half, works it in. Strong run there from Oliver Fraser. Some good defence from SEQ.
Here we are. Play the ball. Go, tackle
Been
two.
impressed with Fraser all carnival off the bench.
You need that impact
off
forward
11. Here,
who can
7.
make meters when
Go,
needed.
3.
Really stand up in the Crows, continuing to move up the field. Speak of the devil once again. There he is for another carry in this set of 6.
Up and straight, mate.
And Fraser
Hold,
will
go,
play it
4.
40 metres out from SEQ's line. That's Perkis now. Flynn
Here,
Perkis.
mate.
On the last is
Hold,
brought down
go.
35
Last
out.
tackle.
Packer out to Bignell. They get it, looks to run it on the last. They throw the dummy, lovely ball. Thurston going for it, throws yet another dummy, and he's going for the line. Thurston, he'll get there.
Nope.
Jaden Thurston, the man who'll score on the verge of half-time and extend the lead 10 points to 4, big buddy. We have a convoy here at the Sunshine Coast Council Sports Precinct and a lovely bit of play. Jaden Thurston.
Well, it almost was a convoy, wasn't it, Cameron? Down that right side, they shifted wide, and they had numbers. Young Thurston, he didn't need his support. Threw the dummy, threw it again, and over he went.
It was terrific. Not once, not twice, 3 times. The old show and go move, and he got over. In the back row all carnival, he's played Jaden Thurston. He usually plays out there. I know that he trialled. He's a Southwest boy, and he trialled in the centres, but he's been asked to move one into the middle of the field, and wow, he's a danger. Last year in the grand final, in the under-13s grand final, he scored 2 tries, and we're hoping to do one better maybe this carnival in the second half. And Chris Robinson now to make the lead 8 points going into the break. A vital kick. As we said, he's kicked well all carnival, Chris Robinson. He actually doesn't like them in front. He's been kicking them much better from the sideline here, Chris Robinson. He goes in to convert.
Good.
And the flags go up. It's 8 points the difference here at half-time. Central Crows 12, leading the South East Queensland Green Water Dragons 4. And what are your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, look, I think it was what we mentioned earlier. It was a real arm wrestle through the middle of that first half, and you know you could barely split the teams in the arm wrestle. They were tit for tat. I think that try late in the piece may give the Crows a bit of an edge, obviously, on the scoreboard. But in saying that, they've had a healthy breeze at their back through the first 25 minutes. They'll have to run into it in the second 25, and the Water Dragons will have that luxury of the tailwind. So, I think this is as even as it gets.
Yeah, it's certainly anyone's game. And don't forget, coming up at 12:15 this afternoon, the Under-16 Boys Grand Final is in action, where both Under-16 SEQ sides will do battle out here in the middle. And that's coming up a little bit later, but still plenty of footy to be played in the Under-14 Boys Grand Final. We're going to take a short break. Central Crows 12 leading SEQ Green 4. Short half-time break. Back with more next.
We're back over on field 2, where the girls, under 14 girls are returning from half time. It is locked up at 6 points all there between the Central Crows and the Northern Marlins. That should be an exciting finish to that game over there as well. Runaway try on field 2 to Courtney Lee Nolan for the Central Crows to start the second half. With a kick to come, they extend their lead 10 points to 6 over the Northern Marlins.
Back on the QRL live stream of the 2017 TJS Services State Junior Championships. At halftime in the under-14 boys decider, it's Central Crows 12 leading South East Queensland Green 4. Cam Stallard and James Ward joining you to call this match. And Wardy, a good game of footy and looking forward to this second half.
Yeah, really looking forward to a second half here of, you know, of what will be the final 25 minutes of footy for the Carnival for the under-14 boys. And, you know, we'll have a winner at the end of it.
Certainly will.
Same drill.
It's great to see this representative footy out in the middle of the field, and we're looking forward to that under-16s grand final a little bit later on. But still 25 minutes ahead of us here to decide this year's under-14s division. Let's get underway, second half.
That's fine.
And it'll be Aubrey who'll boot the ball downfield into the red basket there of Matty Wilson, and he offloads it through to Xavier Va'a, who'll bring the ball forward for the Central Crows, and they'll bring it now and work it out into the hands of Fraser, and Olivia Fraser with the ball.
12-13 release.
He's been, as you said, Wardy,
That's fine.
a great impact off the bench for the Crows. So they continue to bring it forward. That's Va'a, sorry, there with the colourful headgear. So Packer works it left side into Wilson, and then they bring it into
Play on. Off the legs, 12.
off the bench there in the number 16 Perkins. So back to Wilson. Wilson finds Oliver. And Oliver is brought to ground by the Southeast Queensland number 14 Ezra Howe. Last tackle now as Bignell goes high. It's going to challenge the fullback, but he's been able to bring it forward there, Floyd Aubrey, and he's brought it to ground. So he brings the ball forward. New dummy half in the mix now in Chang.
Here we are, mate.
As Clark plays it. Chang there at dummy half then. Works it through centre field. Dominant tackle though for the Central Crows, and they bring SEQ to ground. That was Manny Afota who was brought to ground in that tackle. So strong tackle from Blake Cesare now for the Crows with SEQ. Working the ball to the left-hand side of the field. They turn it inside then Howe. And Ezra Howe brought to ground short of the 40 last. Tackle now for Southeast Queensland. Roma goes for the kick. Over the defensive line. Awkward bounce. Picked up still last now for Tempest. And it's a change over there as they were held. So not a bad set of 6 there from SEQ. Still on the bottom end of the scoreboard. 12 points to 4 First minute gone
Go,
in the second stanza, and they get away a penalty. They weren't square. The mark is not square, so opportunity now for the Crows to work their way up the field.
Yeah, solid opening set to the Water
mate.
Dragons
Chicken.
the second half. But unfortunate for them to give away a penalty and help the Crows get out of their territory.
So they'll take the tap 32 metres out from their own line.
Righto, that's good.
So Bignell will give it away, and it's in the hands of Cesare, who will bring the
Don't
ball
work
forward
him.
first for the Central
Go,
Crows.
one.
Packer left side. Tyler Keogh Paladin. Strong carry for him. Sorry, Xavier Var, I should say, the other prop. Can't miss Keogh Paladin.
10 off the
That
ball.
was Var who brought the ball
13.
forward.
Hold, go.
This
Strike
time
for
that was
three.
the, of course, Oliver. Now they got it into the hands of the lock forward Conroy.
Hands off, 18. Here, 9.
Trying to get his
Go,
way out of the
tackle
tackle,
four.
but they've been able to bring him to ground. Wilson now takes it to the line,
12.
then gives it away. Fraser once
12
again,
and 10 up.
and
Last
he's brought to
tackle.
ground.
Here,
Last
9.
tackle, 20 metres
Go,
out now
last
from the goal
tackle.
line. Bignell kicks it.
Ball on.
Grubber. We've got chasers there, picked up well though by Namanu. And Caleb Namanu
16
will be brought
off
to ground.
now.
Centre field, 8
Yeah,
metres out
fine.
from the
Here
line.
comes
Scoop from
16.
dummy half. Kaya now.
On now, mate.
Been quiet. I don't think he touched the football in the first half.
Hold.
And he's
Stay
finally
low,
held
yeah.
18
Here
metres
we
short
are.
of the goal line.
On now.
Quick
All
scoot
good.
now. They
Tackle
work it
2.
to the left. Strong carry forward. Gave the big don't argue. Another don't argue there from Southeast Queensland.
16.
The big fella
Here we are, straight.
in
Go,
Tagatanu. Great carry. Short side play now. And they look to get a lovely offload away. It was gone forward though. The referee saying it's gone forward. And unfortunately for Namanu, couldn't run down the western touchline, and they'll get a scrum here. The Central Crows, the feed, going towards them 45 metres out from their own line.
Yeah, look, exciting to see young players chancing their arm, but you know, I think a conservative approach would have been preferable on that occasion.
Still got plenty of footy to be played. 22 minutes remaining in the big dance. And the Crows are ahead 12 points to 4.
Oh, no. Righto, mate. Ball in.
So Bignell will be the one who feeds the scrum. Going left side, centre field then. And Flynn Kelso will bring the ball forward. And he's held in the tackle. Packer then left side. Wilson turns it back inside. They're going for it here. Lovely carry there for
Here.
Robinson.
Hold.
And
hold.
Chris Robinson
Go,
brought
2.
down 30 out.
14.
Fraser once again goes
Off the
in
legs, 40.
and
Yeah,
is
mate,
brought to
here.
ground by
Go,
Ezra Howe.
3.
Quickly plays it once again, working the short side. Bignell into the hands. Lovely dummy there from Thurston, but he is met again. He's able to slip through the tackles, and he's going to go for try 2. Wow, they're rewriting the history books. He scored 2 tries last year, and he bagged his second here this morning on the Sunshine Coast, extending the lead 16 points to 4.
Certainly playing a style of footy on this right edge, isn't he, young Thurston, that you want to play in a final. You know, he's brought his best to the last game, and he's really leading by example.
Well, to put it bluntly, he got whacked, but he just kept going.
There's a lot to like about the young fella.
They breed him tough in Toowoomba. Let's look at the great Darren Lockyer. So Chris Robinson,
Oh, mate, dotted straight up me.
to chance himself to make it 18 to 4.
The Central Crows lead is now 16 points to 6. Delaney
Yes, mate.
Claridge converted the Courtney Lee Nolan try.
Now on field 2 at the moment. The Crows looking to obviously Amy Horsburgh. Bit of inspirational speech in the second half. Nickname, she's known around the coast as the Red Dog.
Yes, yes, she is. The great Red Dog.
Was in action. She had a cheer squad here yesterday in action when the SEQ Division 1 women's game was played between the Beerwah Bulldogs and the Burleigh Bears. And they go over again, the Crows. 26 now with a kick to come over there on field 2. Just adding the cherries on top to their under 14 division win over there on field 2, the Crows, as Robinson hits it to the left. Kick waved away. The score will remain at 16 points to 4. So the difference is 12.
Yeah, just going back to the under 14 girls from the Central Crows, Cameron. You know, Amy Horsburgh, she's a fantastic contributor to Women's Rugby League, not only on the Sunshine Coast, but right across the division. And, you know, she's done a fantastic job with that group of girls. And as you say, they've won the under 14 girls
Same drill, guys.
competition. And it looks like they will put the icing on the cake this afternoon.
A bit of history made this year as well in the under 16 girls, an all-female
mate.
staff in the under 16, led by Terry Weatherly from the Central Highlands.
Yep, you're good, mate.
So into the bread basket of Maddie Wilson, and he gives it away. as Va'a will bring the ball forward.
10 stand now. Up and
It'll be
straight,
brought
mate.
to ground, Xavier
Hold.
Va'a.
Fine.
Packer having a bit of a squiz, but he finds the ever-reliable
13,
Tyler
release the
Conroy.
leg. Here, 9.
And Conroy,
Hold.
35
Hold.
out.
Go, 2.
They look to go to the right, and Bignell will turn it inside. Cesare.
14 off the ball.
Blake Cesare's brought to
Here, mate.
ground. 40 metres out
Yes,
now
sir,
here, the
mate.
Crows
Go,
are from their
3.
own line with a nice 12-point lead.
Release the leg, steady.
As
Here. Go,
the,
3. Tackle 4.
Fraser there.
On.
So outside the
Outside.
halfway line, that's
On
the
4.
hooker in Packer who boots it downfield. Going to be picked up by Floyd Aubrey now. But a good chase there. Jaden Thurston, none other than Jaden Thurston's the man
Here,
who
18.
ensures he's not going to get anywhere there.
Go, 1.
The fullback. Scoot from
fine.
dummy half now. The acting
Hands
half.
away,
They try and bring the
9.
ball outside their own
Marcus
half
Cole.
here. They've
Go,
got to try
2.
and muscle their way down the other side of the park.
18 off the ball.
That was a super kick
Here, mate,
chase from the
1.
Crows into the wind.
Go, 3.
Well, that's right. They are running
That's fine.
towards the
No.
southern end of the ground this half.
Got that.
And
13 release.
despite trying to
This will be 4.
slip through the tackle, it was Tyler
Conroy.
Conroy who brought SEQ to ground once again. So Manny Afoda now
Last tackle.
is with the ball,
stand.
last tackle,
Yeah.
and they're
Go,
inside the
last.
30, so a great defensive effort. It proves that they're only have leaked 16
Yeah,
points
ball
going into
on.
the match, going for the short chip and chase, but it's picked
fine.
up by Blake Cesare. So chance now for Central Crows to extend their lead with the centre 6 inside their own, inside the
Here,
SEQ
9
half.
here. Hold,
Yeah,
hold.
they took
Go,
the
1.
punt and pushed the button on the chip and chase out of their own end, Cameron, and
Stand
it hasn't
now.
come off for them.
Just get straight, mate.
Well,
Go, 2.
they didn't die wondering anyway. They're not going to die wondering. They're having a crack here, SEQ. Still plenty of footy to be
Hold.
played as Robinson
Go,
will play
tackle
it.
3.
Packer at dummy half, sends it back centre field. Tyler Conroy now.
Hands off.
He's been
Dave.
strong.
Get
What you want to
straight.
see from a lock
Go,
forward.
tackle 4.
And we said a majority of these boys playing last year. Wilson was
Come on.
actually in the halves last year for the Central Crows under-13s, and with
Last
the injury to Braden Pakes has just slipped in
tackle.
nicely. So great utility player on the bench. Last
Guys,
tackle now
last.
for the Crows. They go Bignell then to
Fine,
Conroy.
last.
He gets the
Hold
kick
on.
in. There's nothing that he
Last
can't do.
tackle.
Lovely ball into the in goal, and it's been juggled. But I think that Kay has had to knock it dead.
Have a drop
Well, I
back.
tell you what, Oliver Fraser, the man who can do anything out in the middle.
Wouldn't you like to have 2 or 3 of him on your bench, mate? You know, the energy he's brought to this match since he's come off the bench. I think he's had more touches of the football than the dummy halves, just about the amount of carries he has.
Well, it's 2 per
Nothing
set.
early.
Every time he's the man who's putting his hand up and really putting the pressure on Southeast Queensland. They get a bit of an awkward bounce, but it's going to be in the hands of
Pass
Bignell.
is good.
And they get it away, and it's
off the
Flynn
legs.
Perkis now
Here,
who
9.
brings the ball forward.
Hold.
For the Crows,
Go,
16
1.
for the score, 16 minutes remaining in the decider.
Cross on field too, Cameron. I noticed that the Crows have scored a converted try, pushed their lead out to 26 points to 6.
Bignell
Yeah,
works
on
at
ya.
Thurston. Thurston to Cesare.
Stand
Had
now,
right
9.
outside of him, but
Three.
they
Yeah,
choose to run
tackle
back
3.
inside. Right at acting half, goes back centre field. And Flynn Perkis another hit up
Stand
for the
now,
Crows.
19. Yeah.
Inside Southeast Queensland's 10 now.
Hold. Go, 4.
Packer, left side. Continuing to go through the hands.
Come on.
Wilson, lovely ball, and it's gone
Forward
forward. Unfortunately there, Wilson wasn't the best pass, but he was able to take it well, and probably
Yeah.
that second little bit of a juggle there from Wilson has seen the forward pass
Yeah, mate.
picked up, but again, not going to die wondering that Tyler Conroy ran a night, not a bad line.
Yeah, they're looking dangerous once again, then the Crows, but it was the right call from the match officials.
Rest your
So
touches,
it will be
guys.
the Water Dragons to feed the scrum.
Big shout out to the match
Second
officials as well. They've done a
ball in.
tremendous job over the
Ball
last
in
4 days,
seconds.
and you know they're not
That's it,
here,
mate.
they're not getting
Ball in.
paid. It's just all about
Hold,
development
hold.
for them, just like the players, and they've done a terrific job, the small band of them. And big shout out to the 2 referee development officers, Paul
Stand
Oliver and
now,
Mick Inman, who've done a terrific
Here,
job over the
18,
carnival.
guys.
And
Good one.
it's great to see the individual. Well, this is the best of the best here
Stand.
at this
Here,
carnival from Southeast Queensland, Central,
Go,
and
2.
Northern, and they would have all, not only the players are the
Eight
ones
off the
who
legs.
have a chance
Here,
to be
mate.
selected at
Go,
those regional
3.
trials, but the referees do too as well. They've done a tremendous job. Lovely scoot from dummy half now, Southeast Queensland. This is what they need.
Go,
With
tackle
14 to
4.
go, they're trailing by 12.
You'd have to say they must score next, Cameron.
They have to just stay in the game, I agree, Wardy.
Last tackle.
Last tackle.
Stand
Let's see if
for.
they can try and
Yeah.
push a repeated
Hold.
set.
Go last.
They're 35 metres out. It goes in the hands of Mam. He goes high. This is going to challenge the fullback. They're going to let it bounce. It's touched his mitt. Oh no, knocked on there by SEQ. Oh no, he said it's fine.
That's it.
They're celebrating. Well, I thought it might have come off the mitts of first, the Crows, and then gone forward from SEQ, but the referee says no, it's a try. And SEQ bag a try under the sticks. That's what they want in the heat of the moment there. I didn't quite catch a number. We'll see what, ever so trusting ground division manager Glenn Ottaway.
Yeah, I didn't pick a number up on that one either, Cameron. But very timely, as you say.
Well, they were jumping up and down, but well, we called for it. Could they get a repeated set of 6? And Ezra Mam was the man who put that kick up. They're tough kicks, I think one of the pioneers of those kicks were Pat Richards from the West Tigers. He'd put them up, and I don't know, you were a half back in the time. Could you kick something like that, Wardy?
Mate, I'll tell you what, I couldn't kick them like that every time they come off the boot, but I'd love to have this breeze behind me every time I put one up.
The old sea breeze. Yeah, we still don't have a try score, unfortunately. Like we said, all in the moment. And then, of course, the SEQ green side, as they deserve to be, swarm and in celebration, because they're not too far behind. It's 6 points, 12 to go. Well, don't go anywhere. Don't change the channel.
Well, we acknowledge the fact that it was important they scored next, and they have done, so it's game on.
So big set now here is needed from SEQ Green with only 6 points the difference. And Ezra Howe's the man who brings it forward. 22 metres out from the line they are. And they work the ball forward now. Strong carry again for Southeast Queensland. Oh, he's lost that. Oh no, penalty given away. The referee saying there was hands in there.
Yes, I think there was a bit of an assistance there to get that ball out, Cam.
Not what the Crows defence wanted all, to get themselves, get the SEQ side piggybacked up the field. And Ezra Mam, we saw he's packed the golden boots. He's had a good kicking game so far in this game, as you'd expect. So Chang will take the tap, and they'll give it away, and it's Manio Fatoa will bring the ball forward. Strong carry from him. He's given a couple of don't argues to the Central Crows defence, but he's held in the tackle. So set of 6 coming up inside 40. As Terapo now brings the ball forward for Southeast Queensland. Looking to quickly play it once again. They work it through Mam. Mam had a few players there, overran. So he's had to run it up the guts himself. And, well, looks like he's come off a little bit gingerly. We'll see how he goes. The big prop forward. Brody Smitkin out. Broad short. 12 metres out. Quick scoop from dummy half. Chang going for the line. And it looks like the goal line defence has been able to smother him. Last tackle now for SEQ. It's in the halves of Roma. Hands of Roma. Roma going for a kick in goal. And unfortunately, Kaya couldn't pick it up before it went dead. So the Crows, they get themselves out of jail. The 20-minute restart.
Some danger signs here for the Crows in the last few minutes, Cameron.
Well, they've really got to get themselves, they had that nice buffer. And the referee has called it back. Unfortunately, they tapped it on the knee, not the foot. But unfortunately, that 12-point buffer has been reduced to only 6. And what a tackle. Brody Smitka on Keo Paladin. And they lose the ball. Here's the Central Crows. Well, it's not what they wanted. So here we go, set of 6 coming up. As Manio Fatoa will bring the ball forward, 25 metres out. Make that 15 out from the line. Quickly play it again. Here we are, Anthony Roma is now with the ball there. We've got one out of the defensive line as well. I think that's Blake Cesare who's down in backfield as they give it away. Out to Kaya, unmarked on the eastern side. And he'll go over to score his first try of the game. Potentially a leveler coming up now, this kick. Very important. It's 16 points to 14. It's unfortunate for the Crows. You can't spill the cookies. 15 metres from your own line, Wardy.
No, you can't, mate. You can't. We said earlier on that, if you take opportunities of your opponent's errors, that's they can put you on the front foot. But I think to compound the error was the fact of the injury. Defending your line with man down, and that was the side of the field they went to, where the hole was, and that was clever.
Well, the boys have got to regather here. They've got to regroup. They come out of the blocks firing in the second half. Put that try on. Jaden Thurston was the man who stepped around 1, 2, 3, 4, and well, it's been a bit of a dull period now for the Central Crows under 14 boys.
Yeah, look, there's still a little over 8 minutes remaining, Cameron. That's a long time in the scheme of things these days in a match of rugby league, so plenty of time just yet.
Now, even though the clock has been, the clock still remains, even though the referee has called time off, the clock still winds down. With this injury is a bit of concern again for the Central Crows, and well, I think they've only got the one left on the bench after this change.
Yeah, real test of character it will be for the Crows through the back end of this match, but you know, they've shown all carnival that they're up for it, so we'll see what they can bring to the back end of the tournament. Water Dragons are finishing with a wet sail, however. And I must say, it's on the back of, in my opinion, the spark that Mam's providing in the 6 jersey. He's been outstanding since halftime.
Oh, he's been in everything. Everything he touches goes to gold.
Yeah, he can't put a foot wrong, and he's a live wire, and he's just everywhere.
And it's been a great 4 days of footy here at the TJS Services State Junior Championships here at Kawana. Good crowd in for the final as well, Wardy. Really good crowd in to see both teams in action.
Yeah, look, and why wouldn't there be people in, Cameron? I mean, you know, as we said earlier, this is the cream of the crop across the state. This is rugby league of the future that we're watching here.
Got to give a massive shout out to the Sunshine Coast Council. This facility is looking superb.
Yeah, no, facility shaped up well, hasn't it?
Looking great. So it's good to see that our man in the middle is on his haunches and is coming off. And
right, mate, you're good. You can.
Yeah, he's obviously an injured lad, but it is pleasing to see that he's able to get up on his feet and basically come off under his own steam.
Big loss. I think it might be their lock forward, Tyler Conroy.
Come on.
So here we are, the kick to level it up. Flags go up, 16 apiece. Well, what a kick, 6 to go. We might have to delve into the rule book and see what the rules are regarding golden point or the extra time.
Yeah, the touch judges were statues, weren't they? They didn't have to move a bit.
Floyd Aubrey, the golden child who puts it over the black dot. What a game. What a game. It is going to be a true test of character here for the Central Crows now.
Yeah, there's over 5 minutes remaining, Cam. I'm backing there's more points in this one.
Oh, the balls come out, and the referee saying loose carry. So that's what the Crows wanted. We talk about you hear it day in, day out. Must complete the set of 6 after the try. And unfortunately, Southeast Queensland haven't been able to do it. And a great opportunity has been gifted. Into the hand here of the Central Crows. You can hear out in the middle the boys yelling out, lift, come on, let's go.
Well, we saw earlier in the half, straight after the Crows had scored a try, they made an error. We'll see if they can return the favour and make the Water Dragons pay.
Let's have a look at Jaden Thurston. Is he going to be the go-to man? At the back of the scrums, Wilson, Bignell then, left side Robinson. Puts a little step on, trying to run around the winger. The ball's come loose. Referee says it was fine. It's picked up by Kaya once again. Unlucky for the Crows.
I think the pressure of the big stage is just starting to take its toll.
So here we are, SEQ trying to work their way out of their own half. As the Crows, they come up to make the tackle.
Hold here, 10.
Brought to ground once again.
Don't go early, mate.
So they give it centre field. They're bringing it forward, trying to bust through the line here, Southeast Queensland. Pule Anga, yeah. And they'll play it once again. Through to Roma. Roma then, lovely ball. It was a lovely line there run by the SEQ back rower, but he wasn't able to slip through. So they go Roma once again. Cut our ball centre field, gives it through to Pule Anga. It's gone backwards. It's picked up then by Terapo. He puts the goose step on, still running around him, but it's Robinson and also Nathan Kellerton, who's back on the field. He strapped up the hamstring. That's what we like to see. Last tackle now, it's gone high. Kelso's gone for the ball, and the referee saying knock on Central Crows way. No, it wasn't. Sorry. Was knock on SEQ. I thought the referee signalled Crows way for a second, but no, the referee saying knock on SEQ. So it'll be a changeover for the last.
Yeah, I think he got that right, Cameron. The ball was always headed
Right, mate. Play
north.
ball. Go. This will be one.
So they will give it away.
Heads off now.
And Xavier
Come
Va'a
on,
is
yeah,
the
mate.
man
Go,
who will
one.
bring it forward. Now Keo Paladin.
Straight.
It's the two big props who've done plenty of work
14 off the legs.
in the whole
Up a straight
carnival.
14.
Who are
No,
putting their
14
hand
on
up to try and
marker.
work
Here.
their ball, and it's none other than Tyler Conroy now.
Hands off now.
You'd expect him in the
Yeah.
mix as well, here
Go,
to
tackle
stand up.
3. Marcus
Continuing
good.
to work the right side, Bignell takes it to the line, turns it back inside, but a solid tackle, Ezra Howe
Yeah, mate.
on
Tackle
Blake
4.
Cesare. So for the fourth, another hit up now for Oliver Fraser.
Hold.
42 metres out, last tackle now, big kick expected. Now they're going to run it on the last. Lovely ball to Cesare. Cesare, look for options, puts it on the kick. It's been played at. I reckon the referee's going to call 6 to go.
Charge down.
Charge
Then knock
down.
on by you.
Oh,
Last
he's-
tackle by your team. Change over. Here.
Yeah, no, I think you'll find the rebounded kick came back
And then you've knocked
into
it
the
on,
kicker
mate.
himself. I think it came off Cesare's chest, and he's ruled that a knock on.
Hold. Go.
16 apiece, 3 to go. Here in the under 14 boys decider.
10, release that.
And Ezra Mann is the man with the ball at the moment. Dummy half Chang goes into the big prop, who's played well, Brody Smitka, in this 14s decider.
But full time in the girls' game on field 2, Cameron, and it is the Crows that have run out the winners, 36-6 over the Marlins.
It's a great win for the Central Crows, and I'm sure all eyes now on field 1 in this decider. Matty Wilson coming out of the line, trying to shut down Mania Fatoa. Last tackle, they've kept them inside their own half here, the SEQ side.
Outside. That's
So
fine,
the
that's fine.
ball goes in, they let it bounce. They've got a chaser here. It's a foot race, but Kelso's been able to juggle it and beat the defender as well. They've been able to bring the Crows to ground. Kelso get a penalty though,
Come in.
and they're saying the second man's come in. So it'll be an opportunity. They're going to go for a deep kick, you'd think here, the Crows, to try and get as many metres as possible into the last 2 minutes of the game, and it's locked up 16 apiece. So they're going to kick for touch. Flag goes up.
Everything you'd expect from a final, Cameron, hasn't it? Had the lot.
What a game of rugby league. Blake Cesare
19 off the ball.
brings the ball forward here for the Central
Hold, go.
Crows.
One.
Ben Strong, Cesare, all throughout.
Scoot from dummy
Six
half. Another man who's been very aware at in the hooking role is
Give him
Sean
room.
Packer.
Go, 2.
They play it acting half Thurston, who scoots from dummy half now.
13 off the
Last
ball. Up and
few
straight,
seconds,
mate.
30 seconds remaining, 16
Hold.
apiece.
Go, 3.
Packer, centre field. And Va'a puts his hand up. He
10 off
wants
the
to run
legs.
forward.
Here we are.
2 more plays, I think, Cam. 2 more plays.
Go,
Field
4.
goal, you reckon? Maybe. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
No, not with this breeze.
Fraser.
Goal stands.
It's going to be hard
Yeah,
from
mate.
40
Go,
out. Let's see
last.
what they do. No, it's going to be Bignell who
fine.
finds Thurston last
All on.
tackle. He goes for a kick, but we've seen the hands of the number 16 in Floyd Aubrey, who's been great
Go on
in
now,
the
17.
fullback role.
All on.
So
One.
here we are. Into the last 2 seconds. That'll be the siren. There we are, siren in the background. And
That's
that's the game. Now,
Full time.
I think from memory, that's it. I think it's a draw.
Thanks, mate.
A well played,
No worries,
14
mate.
boys final there, finishing in a 16-all draw.
There we are.
16 all. I mean, you know, the split result probably does justice to both teams, Cameron, I think. You know, both sides were sensational. They,
If you were into.
the arm wrestles for the first half. The attack through the second half came unstuck a few times, but gee, the effort was outstanding.
Oh, it was a sensational game, and give them credit where credit's due. Both sides at the end, the determination from Southeast Queensland Green to come back and score those unanswered points. After that first try, it was 16-4. So to score 12 unanswered points in that second half to lock it all up, outstanding.
Yeah, look, that early try to Thurston after the break, there was every right to think that the Crows could go on with it, but no, the SEQ decided otherwise.
And just to quickly wrap it up here, as we said, before we move on to our next game, 16 all, it's a draw in the first decider where it cannot be split after full time. The Central Crows and Southeast Queensland Green, well, they're going to have to cut the trophy in half for a year and have half down the southeast coast and half into the Central Queensland area, and we'll meet again next year in Mackay.
Yeah, I think the phone call's just been made to the trophy supplier. I think he's just busily making another trophy, mate. So they'll both take one home, I'm sure.
Beautiful. Well, thank you very much for joining us in the commentary box, James Ward. We've got Glenn Dreger, the Queensland Rangers coach, to join us in the 16 boys game very, very soon. But thank you very much.